Got a feeling everything's gonna be alright. Whoa, I got a feeling everything's gonna be alright. I got a feeling everything's gonna be alright. Be alright. Be alright. Be alright. Y'all, I got my mic back. I got my mic back. Michael Jackson. We've named it Michael Jackson, y'all. Michael Jackson been playing in my face, but is back today, y'all. All right, you guys, listen. I'm just going to tell you guys now that I'm not going to keep up the microphone antics. There's a way that we can make this work. I know some of you love the mic, some of you hate the mic, some of you are indifferent to the mic. I happen to love the mic, but I understand that it does sound better when I don't have the mic. But what do we do in a conundrum such as this when you know you really enjoy having the mic, but you guys don't like it? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna really try to control myself. I'm gonna control myself. I'm not going to go overboard. You know, when the spirit hits, y'all, when the spirit hits, you know, I have to answer to the spirit. But just so we can have a happy medium here, you guys, I just won't be singing all the time. And, you know, maybe some days we might not have the mic, you know, bring it in, leave it home. You know, we'll alternate. But today we got the mic. Everything's gonna be all right. Ho, 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 I got a feeling everything's gonna be all right. I got a feeling everything's gonna be all right. Be all right. Be all right. Be all right. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It was like you could hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, rock stars, how are we all today? I'll keep my voice pleasant, make sure that it doesn't distort. First story up today, you guys, is actually a sad story. It is regarding the mass shooting that happened at Tuskegee's 100th anniversary homecoming weekend that they just had this past weekend in Alabama. They said the shooting took place somewhere around 1 o'clock in the morning on the actual campus. And the shooting actually left one person dead, 16 others injured. Okay, 12 of those 16 were actually shot. And then the other 4 were, you know, hurt in the melee, probably running, trying to get away, that kind of thing. Maybe got trampled or something like that. But they're saying that 18-year-old Latavian Johnson, who just graduated from Charles Henderson High School, was the person that was killed. He was not actually a student of Tuskegee. He probably lived in the area like many other people that were attending the homecoming festivities, and he unfortunately was killed, shot and killed. Actually, gosh, I'm sorry. Oh, I do have the name. Jaquez Merrick, who's 25 years old. He was arrested. They saw him trying to leave the scene of the crime, actually, and they arrested him, charged him with possession of a machine gun. They said that it was a handgun that had a machine gun conversion kit on it. So that was the reason why he was able to shoot so many people in a short amount of time. If you guys saw, there's a video that's going around when some people are hiding like behind a car door, and you can just hear all the shooting. It's a lot of shooting going on. It actually sounds like it might be more than one gun But yeah, you can hear the melee, and you can see, I mean, you can see how terrified these people are that are trying to duck down and get away. Real scary. I've been in those kind of situations plenty of times in LA, unfortunately so. And it's never good to be feeling like you can't get away. That's why, I always try to stay close to exits. I just have PTSD from this kind of thing. So yeah, very, very sad, and left a negative mark on the homecoming weekend. I know there were a lot of people that were there trying to celebrate the 100th anniversary, and it's always somebody that comes in and ruins the good time. Okay, wasn't even a student of the school, the shooter or the victim. It's just really honestly too bad. They actually are saying they're actually saying that there were more than one shooter. Okay. And so they're asking for witnesses to cooperate with the police investigation. And if you know anything, to let the Montgomery County detention. Oh, no, no, no. Let the Montgomery County police force, I'm assuming, know what you know. He is being held. The person that was shooting was being held at the Montgomery County detention facility. And, yeah, they want to make sure that they go after everybody that is responsible. So it is important, if you know anything, to please let them know. Very sad this 18-year-old lost his life. Like, just getting started, just graduating high school, getting, ready to become like an official adult. And then something like this happens. I'm sure that was not expected when they left for the day, going to the festivities. But here we are. So prayers up for the families, everybody that was involved, especially the young man's family who was killed. Hopefully, they catch all the people that were responsible and justice is served as swiftly as possible. Okay, next story. All right, you guys. So the talk of social media today and yesterday was big. Don Lemon probably started the chatter. I think people have been saying that they were going to leave, but I think that we are now about to have a mass exodus from Twitter, or from X, if you are calling it what Elon Musk, who is the owner of Twitter, is now calling it. Don Lemon said that he once felt that Twitter was an open, honest, safe place to, speak your mind, speak your truth, and not be censored and not have to worry about being harassed. And, it was just like this free form where you were able to get your point across, have dialogue with people, that kind of thing. But he says, in light of recent news that Elon Musk has been abusing his power over there at X, which is not surprising, which is not even anything new. I think that Elon Musk has been overstepping ever since he became full owner of Twitter. I was actually surprised to find out that Don Lemon even had his show still on X, considering the way that they started out. Because remember when Don Lemon finally came back from his vacation and finally had his settlement with CNN and got all those millions of dollars. Remember, they had announced that he was going to have his show and it was going to be on X, and him and Elon Musk were going to have an interview. And then something happened and he and Elon fell out, and Elon canceled, or Don canceled, somebody canceled the interview. And it was like all this. And Don had said at the time that he was not going to be on X. So I had assumed ever since then, because I don't follow Don, I had assumed ever since then that he had his show on all these other platforms, but that Twitter was not a part of it. Turns out he was still on Twitter, or on X. Okay. And I didn't realize that. But yeah, he is now saying that he is removing his show from the X platform, and it'll be on these other platforms, so that you can access it. So what it looks like is there are many people that are leaving Twitter or X because Elon Musk is over there just running rampant. He is controlling the whole thing. Something that was a beautiful place at one time is no longer that. I'm never on Twitter anymore, so it's not going to be hard for me to get rid of it. But what my question is will you guys get rid of your Twitter accounts? I know that many of you guys are, for lack of better words, slave to the Twitter and X platform and love Twitter and are always on there. So it might be a little bit more difficult for you to get off of Twitter. But for me, very easily, because I might put something on Twitter and then I don't even go back to look at it for about a week. I be like, people is responding to shit I don't even know what they talking about. I gotta go all the way back and see. So yeah, but yeah, not surprising that Elon Musk is controlling the whole thing. The fact that he bought Twitter should have been a red flag, because by having a platform that was so, I mean, everybody was on it. His biases and things can get very controlling, and you can just see him creating a space of only the way that he wants to see it. Might not necessarily even be accurate. Like, I feel like there's a lot of just foolishness on X now. And it didn't used to be that way. I guess maybe it did, but we still trusted that most of the stuff was good stuff. But now we have a lot of harassment. There's a lot of racism and sexism. It's just a lot of bad there. Okay. And another reason why so many people do not like Elon Musk. Now, the whole talk, this is not supposed to be political, but we'll just sprinkle a little bit in there. The talk is that Elon Musk has just latched on to WhatsApp, which I think we saw that happening in the latter part of his campaign, but he's latched onto him, and they said that he has not left Mar-a-Lago since the election, that he has been by Donald Trump's side the entire time, been sitting in on meetings. I think they say that WhatsApp created some new position for him that didn't even exist. And it's going to be very concerning that we have somebody that's considered a civilian. I mean, of course, he's a billionaire, so not a regular civilian, but we have somebody that has not been elected into the process. And depending on who you ask, WhatsApp wasn't even elected in, but we ain't even, I'm not even gonna worry my nerves about it. But you guys have heard the talk about them saying that Elon Musk was the reason why that WhatsApp won, because Elon has like access to, he has some app that he created that told him who the winner was 4 hours before the results were even counted, you guys. So if you're able to find out who did win 4 hours beforehand, and you had your candidate out there saying things like, oh, you don't even have to vote, the votes are already in, I already got it, I'm already going to do it, don't worry about it, you're never going to have to vote. When you hear them kind of things, it's not that big of a leap to wonder if, now you guys, and y'all know I'm not a conspiracy theorist, like I don't jump on those kind of things, but what I will say is it is very interesting that Elon had access to all these kind of things, and so take that take that with a grain of salt, or with the whole entire bottle. Whatever you want to believe, you just believe that. I'm just telling you what the folks are saying. Anyway, getting back to the story, they say that he has been sitting in with WhatsApp, and that his influence actually can be very dangerous because, well, we know he is a businessman. He has many businesses and things that he wants to push, and now he has the power of the office, the Oval Office behind him, which should not be. This is the same as like somebody, like I told you guys a couple of weeks ago or last week when we were talking, like I don't think people should own something that so widely can control people. The same with journalism. Like, journalists, like looking at, was it Beto? What's the man's name? The one who owns Amazon. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Jeff. Oh, I can't even think of the nigga's name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, he owns Washington Post. Like, to me, that's a problem. Like, it should not be owned by any one person. It should be on a board, because when you have one person that's controlling something that has journalistic integrity, and people believe, because they believe that you have the researchers and folks that are actually going in and making sure the story, vetting the story, making sure that the sources are true and all that. When you just have one person owning it, it's like susceptible to corruption. So now we've got Twitter kind of in that same space, and maybe even bigger, because Twitter to me is bigger than almost any news publication. Like, when things happen now, immediately it's on Twitter. And it's been like that for years, you know. So people go to Twitter first when you're trying to find out something. It's usually going to be there first, and it goes on from there. So just knowing the mass control that Twitter has, and now it's fallen into the hands of Elon Musk, who is now fallen into the Oval Office. He's a part of the cabinet, the administration for WhatsApp and these creative things. And we already know how he feels about the environment, the global warming, energy, you know, these cars, the electricity, him going to space. Like, it's just a lot of things that are concerning. You guys. So we're going to see what happens. I personally feel that Elon and Donald Trump are not going to stay friends. I don't even see it working all the way up to inauguration. Okay. Because these two have fallen out before in the past. Elon has what he wants, and WhatsApp, because of his ego and his machismo and his all of that, I just don't see him for long term rolling over for Elon. He might have done it because he needed him to help him get the election, but 4 years, definitely not. Like, it's going to go sour somewhere. I'll give it the first year. And really, that's being very generous. What do you guys think about that, though? You know, the fact that Elon has slid his way into this whole situation. Do you believe that Elon might have had some influence over the election? You know, and then, if you really wanted to go down them conspiracy streets, you know, the fact that the Democrats have just kind of just accepted what's happened, you know, oh, this election went so smoothly compared to the last few elections. They've always said that there was some sort of problem or something, but when WhatsApp won, everybody's fine now. Everybody's good, you know. WhatsApp is sitting with Joe Biden at the damn Oval Office. They're smiling for the cameras. I know it's all a photo op and all that. Okay. I guess I am like many others. There are many people who are just tired of the Democrats always being, you know, the bigger person. Why, you know, Joe Biden, he's part of old school. So that's all he knows is politics, where, you know, the appearance is everything is good. Even though shit might be falling apart, that's where he comes from. Okay. So no, I don't see Joe Biden, you know, trying to ruffle any feathers. I don't see, you know, he's going to always be politically correct and try to treat WhatsApp well, even though we know if it was reversed, it would not go down that way. So yeah, y'all, that's what's going on over there. Another story that's going around is that a lot of people are asking that, well, I think one of either Kamala's aides or Joe Biden's aides, somebody put out there that Joe Biden should step down, resign as president, and let Kamala Harris become president, you know, step into the position and be number 47 for the last month and a half or two, you know, before the inauguration, so she can still say that she was once president. And to that, I say, it's silly. That's not going to happen. If it makes you feel any better, Kamala Harris did step in for Joe Biden when he had COVID or something, when he was sick for a little while. Remember, she stepped in for a few days and she was the president. So, if that makes you feel better, you can just say she was president for that little bit of time. Okay. But no, Joe Biden, I just told you guys that this man is old school. He comes from old school. He ain't doing no shit like that. You know, he's not going to step down. First of all, who wants to go out of their presidency saying that they resign? Even though he was pressed out, he was pushed out, you know, he can just go out on the high note saying that he decided that it was better for the country and no harm, no foul. So no, that will not happen. I don't even know if they were serious about that, but no, I don't think that's being considered. What I do believe, though, where the sentiment is, you know, if you go low, we go lower. Joe Biden should absolutely pardon his son, Hunter, from all of the charges that are brought upon him. Those gun charges, the lying to the feds. You know, we know the man had a drug addiction. There was nothing that happened that came of those guns, or, you know, he didn't shoot at anybody. It was none of that, you know, but it was still, he lied to the Fed, and that's the reason why he found himself in these problems. And to that I say, what the fuck is this loud ass goddamn car? I'm telling you guys, these loud ass Chargers, the nigger cars that folks decide on, I'm so over it. Y'all remind me to tell you one time Jada had these friends that had these cars that kept coming to the house in the middle of the fucking night. Baby, I'm telling you, I ain't never been so irritated in my life. I ain't got time to tell y'all that story, but y'all remind me. That goddamn car was so fucking loud. Okay, Jada had her friends over. They was laughing and giggling. I'm going to give you the quick story time. Oh, they was laughing. They was giggling. They was having a good time. Okay. Her and her girls. This was years ago, you guys. And I guess they decided they were going to have a couple of their guy friends come over. Okay. And their couple of guy friends had Chargers. All right. So I had to sit around. I had to put up with listening to these girls laughing and giggling and shit in the bedroom. I don't know what the fuck they get giggling to till about 11:30 at night. Mister was out of town too. That's very important to this story because none of this would have happened if he'd have been home. But child, the boys came over to the house close to midnight, you know, and I'm just like, okay, what's going on? You know, I hear the car in the neighborhood. Before we even get to the house, I hear the car. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Fine, they come to the house. Okay, the girls all go outside. They out there laughing and talking and shit. This is like a random Tuesday night. Okay, oh, they laughing and talking, having a good time and everything. In and out the house. I keep hearing the damn alarm charm for the door, you know, going outside, coming back in, going outside. So finally, I said, Jada, y'all gonna have to stop this shit. First of all, it's Tuesday. Okay. I'm gonna need everybody to either go to sleep or go home. All right. She was like, oh, we about to go get something to eat. Fine. Go get something to eat, please. Everybody leave. So that's what they did. They all left. Tell me why about 1:30-ish, 2, you know, they all come back to the house. Nigga, when I said leave, I meant leave forever. I didn't mean for y'all all to come back. Here they all come back to the house, you know, and I'm sure that everybody done been eating and drinking and having a good time. Now, they all come back to the house. And here go the door chime going off. They come in there. I hear another Charger car. I said, what the fuck is going on? Okay. I go look out the window. I see the damn car going into our cul-de-sac. Tell me why was the shit moving 5 miles an hour? Why does it make that much noise and it ain't even going nowhere? What? I mean, it's like they pressed down on the fucking gas. Okay. Oh, that shit was so fucking loud. And I was just like, at this point, a nigga had done lost her mind because I was, you know, don't interrupt my sleep, please. Okay. They came back in the house just to laugh. I said, Jada, come here. Trying not to embarrass her in front of her friends. I said, y'all gotta go. I said, who's that with all these fucking cars out there? Oh, that's so and so and so and so. They just are homies. And so. I don't give a fuck who they are. Everybody gotta fucking go. Okay. She was like, well, I'm about to go spend the night over my friend's house. So I was just getting my stuff. I said, good. Everybody out. So they all get their little bitty shit and they all leave out the damn house. Okay. And here go the car. Nigga, 10 miles, maybe 10 miles an hour going up the street. Why the fuck is it this loud? I don't give a fuck. Everybody just leave, please. Everybody just leave. Bitch, I ain't never been so goddamn mad. I was like, now, if your daddy was here, you wouldn't even have been doing this. This is when Mr. used to travel for work. Okay? You wouldn't even have them niggas come over here that time of night on that type of time with that type of sound and all that. Yeah, child. Anyway. Talk about a pivot, huh? Let me get back on track. Definitely Joe Biden needs to pardon his son because why not? Okay, like I said, the charge is not serious enough to me where this man should be looking at being going to jail. When we talk about way worse offenses that the official YSAP, y'all stupid ass president, is going to be in office with way worse charges under his belt. So you know what? Go on and excuse him. Go on and pardon him. Okay, just do it. That would be at the top of my list. And anybody that would look at him crazy, oh the fuck well. Oh the fuck well. Okay, that's kind of how I see it. They probably aren't going to do this, but I sure do hope that somebody is in Joe Biden's ears trying to convince him to do that, because all this other shit going on, you might as well get your last little lick in. Anyway, y'all, that's that on that. My question to you is, are you going to get rid of your Twitter account or your X account? Very easy for me to do. I'm just waiting on the word from everybody else. Okay. And especially those of you guys who are always on Twitter. I would like to know what you guys are planning on doing. Are you just going to wait till this dies down because this too shall pass? Or are you going to let it go? I think sometimes you just got to stand on business. Okay. Like the kids say, stand on business, 10 toes down. Okay. Make the decision. Don't support some bullshit like that. All right. Next story. All right, you guys. So Kehlani is speaking out after they were trying to say that she said something crazy like her daughter was her wife in a different time. Okay. And that story sounds even more strange because we already know that the baby's father has all these allegations that Kehlani belongs to some sex cult and that these people have been abusing his child that he doesn't have access to, I guess, the way that he would like to have. That's why that story sounds even more strange than it already is. I mean, who looks at their child and say, oh, that was my spouse in a different life? Okay, when you got all of this other shit floating around in the background. They're going to court. They've been in court because they're trying to work out custody and all that. This man apparently wants to have full custody of the daughter because he believes that the daughter is in danger. I believe they have a child that's in her. She's young. She's 4, 5, 6, somewhere in there. I'm sorry I didn't get that information. But apparently, when they were on better terms, Kehlani explains it to us like this. She said that she sent him text messages just kind of talking about how she had met this therapist, or not a therapist, maybe a person that was like reading cards, like a tarot reader or a horoscope reading person, astrologer, that kind of person. And in their session, the person told her that her daughter was maybe her wife in another life. Okay. And when she sent the message to to the baby's father, she kind of laughed. She did an LOL, and she kind of was like saying in the text messages, because she ended up posting the text messages in their full context, where she's like, oh, I didn't even really take it seriously, but she did say that, kind of laughing at it, and just saying, just having a conversation with him. Like I said, they were on better terms at the time. He didn't seem to be alarmed about what she had said. I think that he understood that she didn't take it that seriously and all that. But fast forward, when times went bad and now they're no longer friendly, and now he is saying that she's saying that the daughter was a wife in another life. Okay. He presented that to the court. She said that he took away the context of the conversation. He just showed certain parts of the conversation in the text messages to the court to make her look worse. And she said, you know what? Social media is what it is. She's always been in social media, so she knows how it works, and people will have their opinions and say a lot of bad things, and she just kind of lets it go. But where she has to draw the line is when you start talking about things like this, especially because that did not happen the way that the baby's father is making it seem. Okay, so she explained that. She posted the full context of the text messages, so it doesn't look as bad as he's saying. Listen, I don't really know what to think with the two of them. I have heard, like, to me, I didn't think that Kehlani, it's just hard for me because as a mother, my feeling is, you are always protecting your children, so it is always hard for me to believe that mothers don't do that. But I do know that that's not true. That's not a true statement. There are many mothers out there who don't protect their children and do bad things to their children and fuck their children up and all that. Okay. So I'm not naive to that. But I sure am hoping that that is not something that she would do, where she would allow her kids to be sexually abused by anybody. Okay. I would hope that she wouldn't put her child in that type of danger. She claims that she does not, okay, in any way, and that the boyfriend, the father, the baby's father, is creating these stories. He says something totally different. When I look at the story from outside looking in, it does look like he's trying to make her look worse. Okay. There may be some problematic, some weird kind of things that have happened, but weird and then just downright illegal, abusive, sexually, they're two different things. Some people are just strange, and that can't necessarily be held against them if they're not doing anything wrong. They're just a little bit of an odd bird. What do you guys think? Because, we'll go back and forth. Like, we'll hear something that she says he did, and he says she did something that's back and forth again. I just feel like, what is going to be best for the baby? Okay, what's best for the daughter? Y'all do that, okay? And try not to be, fighting with each other back and forth, because that doesn't serve anything. And this child is getting older, and eventually she is going to know. If she doesn't know already, she eventually will know that her parents don't like each other, like they hate each other, and motherfuckers is lying and coming up with all kind of shit. So Kehlani says she's not going to fight this argument in the court of public opinion, that she is handling this in court, and that is ultimately the only place that matters. And the court will be able to rifle through all of the, shit, and figure out what is what and do what's best for the child. Okay. And I just hope that these two can work it out, because again, it's for the child. It's for the child. All right, you guys, that is it for this video. Something's close to magic. Carry it on. Take my heart and lead me into love. Light the way for me. Without your touch, I cannot see. Lead me into love. Deep in that miracle, deep in that miracle of you, baby. Oh, you still ain't seen old Anita since she canceled that Atlanta concert. Anita said, "Fuck y'all." All right, you guys, that is it. We're gonna get on off of here. We do this every single week. Make sure that you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Till next time, rock stars.